Good day children, Sai Ram and welcome back to our revision session. Today we are going to start with the fourth lesson revision, that is exogenetic processes part 2. Okay, in the previous part, that is part 1, exogenetic processes, we have learned about the different types of weathering. Okay, that is mechanical weathering, chemical weathering, biological weathering. These are the weatherings we have learned in the previous lesson. Now in this lesson we are going to learn about the various agents, okay, of erosion. Okay, the weathered material, whatever material is weathered, that is taken from one place to the other by the agents. Okay, and who are these agents that we are going to learn in this lesson? The eroded material gets carried away by the agents. Okay, when the speed of the agent reduces, that place only where the speed has reduced, the material get deposited over there, and just because of this deposition, just because of this erosion, various landforms are formed by these agents. And who are these agents? The agents are running water, that is river, glaciers, wind, sea waves, groundwater. All these are the various agents who do the work of erosion, transportation and deposition. Okay, and just because of this work of erosion, transportation and deposition, various landforms are formed on the earth's surface. Firstly, we'll see the work of rivers and the landforms formed because of this. What is a river? Running water, okay, which flows naturally in the direction of the gravity along its slope and makes its own way. Okay, it's nobody is pushing the river to go from a particular place. Okay, it is going on its own. Okay, and it is following because of the gravity. Okay, and such a river, such a water body is called as a river. Okay, many such water bodies, they flow and they form the river. Now, here are the factors, okay, on which the erosional, transportational and depositional work depends. First is the slope of the land, okay, from where the river is originating, whether it is originating at a height, that is at an altitude, or whether it is originating on a plain area. Okay, then the type of rock, okay, the type of rock it is passing through. Okay, then volume of the water, the length of water flowing and the volume of sediments. These are the all factors which are the factors on which erosional work depends upon. Now you can see over here, because of the erosional work, a gorge is formed and a river is flowing in this gorge. Such a beautiful picture it is looking. We can say it is very much beautiful. Okay. What is the erosional work of rivers? The river flows at a great speed due to its origin at altitude. Okay, we have learned about the physical features of India. Okay, and many of our rivers like Indus, then Ganga and Brahmaputra, these are the rivers originating at an altitude, at a height. Okay, and when the rivers are originating at a height, it comes down with a great speed. Okay, and when it is coming down with its great speed, it brings whatever comes in the middle, it brings along with it down. At times, the river also erodes its own bed and bank. Okay, own bed and bank is also eroded just because of its speed with what it is coming down. Okay, then sand particles will come in the middle, pebbles will come in the middle. Whatever is coming in the middle, the water will bring it everything all down on the plain surface. And just because of this, it forms gorges, that is canyons. Just now I shown you the picture. Then V-shaped valleys are formed and even waterfalls are formed because of this. Okay, so this is the erosional work of rivers. Now see the transportation and deposition by rivers. At the foothills, what happens when the river is coming down at foothills? When there is a change in the slope, if the slope is little bit, it is becoming gentler. What happened? Deposition takes place. Okay, and at time when this deposition is taking place, a triangular shape is formed and that is called as a alluvial fan. I will show you the picture of alluvial fan. As the steepness of the slope decreases, Okay, when the slope is becoming gentle. The transporting capacity of the river also reduces. And just because of this, various types of patterns are formed by the river. Okay, how are these patterns formed? It is the struggle of the water to go in its way, in its own way. Okay, when the water is going in its own way, that time it forms a bends. Okay, and what are these bends called as? Meanders. Okay, at times it makes meanders, it makes oxbow lakes. Okay, these are the various patterns it forms when it is moving along its way till the river reaches out to the bed. Okay, it becomes very wide and its speed becomes very slow. Okay, till the time the river has reached to its bed, it becomes very wide and its speed also has become very much lesser. You can see over here in this picture how the meanders are formed. Okay, the struggle of the water to find its own way, such type of pattern is formed over here. Okay, this is called as a meander. And what is an oxbow lake? At times the water can rush from here also in the middle. Okay, at times the water can rush from here, and so this land part becomes over here and this is the water part. Okay, and so it becomes as if it is a oxbow lake. Okay, so it is called as a oxbow lake. You can see this alluvial fan. I had just now explained to you that when the slope is changing, okay, just because of the change in the slope, the deposition of the coals and sediments take place over here. Okay, and it looks as if it is a fan. You can see over here it is looking like a fan, and this portion over here, it is very much alluvial, fertile. Okay, now let's see the factors which are affecting the depositional work of the rivers. The length of the river, the volume of the water, the amount of sediments present in the water, the slope of the river, and the earth's surface. These are the various things which determines the depositional work of the river. Landforms are formed like flood levees, floodplains, deltas. Okay, these are formed because of this work, that is depositional work. You can see over here the picture, flood levees, river, floodplains. Here is a actual picture of a flood levees. Okay, now here you can see what is this called as? V-shaped valleys. Okay, this is a V-shaped valley. This is the what work of the rivers? This is erosional work of the rivers. You can see a delta is formed because the speed of the river is becoming less till it enters into the sea or ocean. Okay, this position, triangular position over here, is the delta. Okay, now the next thing what we are going to learn is work of glaciers and landforms. In places where the temperature goes below the freezing point, in such places what happens, the precipitation takes place in the form of snowfall, and just because of the snowfall, the snow gets accumulated one above the other in layers. Okay, and just because of the accumulation, what happens, it becomes very much heavy weight. Okay, the heavy weight from above makes the snow move along its way. Okay, the snow starts moving along the way. Okay, you can see over here, this is a cirque. Okay, this is the work of the glaciers. You can see this hollow part over here, that is called as a cirques, and this tapering part over here is your horn. Okay, this is your horn and this is your cirque. This is the erosional work of glaciers. At the base of the layer, the snow starts melting because of the friction and the pressure which is coming from above. Okay, I told you the snow starts moving. Okay, and when it starts moving along the slope, like the river, a glacier also carries whatever comes in its way. Okay, and just because of that, the glacier also carries out the work of erosion, transportation, and deposition. What is the erosional work by glaciers? The mass of ice erodes its own bank. Okay, as you all know, the ice is very much heavy. Okay, so when it is moving along, it is also from where it is moving, that place also it is eroding. Okay, it erodes its own bank as well as its own bed, like the river. The erosional work of glaciers produces landforms like cirques, arêtes, horns, U-shaped valleys, hanging valleys, and roach mountains or shipbags. These are the various formations just because of the erosional work of glaciers. You can see over here, that is the U-shaped valleys. Okay, the rivers form the V-shaped valley. These are the U-shaped valleys. Okay, and this is called as the hanging valley. Then this is called as the lateral and medial moraines. Okay, what are these called as? These are called as drumlins. Okay, this is mountains or shipbacks. You can see it is looking like a ship back. Okay, what are these? These are eskers. Okay. Now let's see the transportation and depositional work by glaciers. The glaciers carry sediments with them. Okay, when they are moving, they carry sediments with them. These are called as moraines. Depending on the location of the deposits, moraines can be divided into 4 types: ground moraine, lateral moraine, medial moraine, and terminal moraines. Okay, the depositional work of glacier produces landforms like drumlins, eskers, etc. Okay, just because of depositional work, what happens? Landforms are formed like drumlins, eskers, etc. Okay, just now we have seen the picture of drumlins and eskers. Do you know? Glaciers move at different velocities daily, ranging from 1 centimeter to 1 meter. The Jacobs Glacier in Greenland is one of the fastest moving glaciers in the world. It moves at the rate of 46 meters per day. Okay, so this is the fact. So that's all for today, children. The remaining part of the lesson we will revise in the next lecture. Till then, thank you, children.